Here is the latest eBay purchase that I got in, just unboxed it. Very interesting radio. I've been looking for one for quite some time. American Electrola, and it is the model DXC-100. Quite a bit of history on these radios out there. First 1000 made. This is actually this is radio number 409 of the first 1000 actually produced out there. And the first there was a first 1000 manufactured, then a second batch of 1000 made. From what I understand, there was a total of 2,000 of these radios. This is an all-American made radio, of course, made in USA, right there. The camera to focus there. Made in USA, and I'm sure some of the parts are not US, but around 93, 94-ish technology here. It covers the FM, AM, and shortwave radio bands. Still looking for a manual out there, or for someone who might have some information. Maybe include another video somewhere of some operation of this radio and some more detailed. I do know it has a clock function here. Not real sure how. I have to play around with it. Like I say, just got this radio in. Power it up. It's got an old 80s style touch keypad. Noticed a few other videos online that some of these indicators were actually of a yellow or green, and this model, the first generation, appear to be all red indicators on all your buttons. Another thing I did notice on the second generation, there was a video that I watched on second generation showing that the display would mute itself after you tuned it. Noticing the first generation is not doing this. It's constantly staying lit, so I'm not sure if that's just a feature.
Countries are tightening their border. I'm Lori London, NPR News.
Good clean reception.
Support for NPR comes from NPR stations.
Nice sensitivity. It has a very nice FM reception. Very well pleased with the radio so far. What I've heard, the AM band likewise seems to be very nice. Very nice for the built-in antenna. This model I did notice had a different built-in antenna from the ones that I have seen. The shortwave band, of course, AM based. Very nice unit. This unit I had that I got off eBay here is in fairly good condition. Also notice, taking around here, look at the back. The first generation looks like has screw terminals, you know, for your FM, your shortwave, your ground, and your AM. And I believe there was a sensitivity pot in the second generation added, and an RCA based jack for your external AM. DIN jack, from what I'm understanding, is an audio output for recording, and of course your power jack. This unit does have a full wave bridge rectifier, and I'm hearing 12 volts AC input. The adapter that I got with this one is a 12 volts DC. Of course, with the full wave rectifier, it doesn't matter on the polarity. It doesn't matter if it's AC or DC, because it's set up with a full wave bridge rectifier. So any polarity into this particular unit is acceptable, as long as you have your 12 volts. And and enough current, of course, to run it. The adapter, let me look at the adapter here. This is, I'm pretty sure it's not the original adapter, because this is a DC version. This one is showing to be 12 volts DC at 1200 milliamps. Of course, I have heard the 12 volts AC, I think at maybe 500 mils was what came with this radio. I'm not real positive. We'll have to do some research on that, but that's what I'm thinking. I'm finding. Heard that there is a backup battery on this radio on the 2nd generation. So far, I'm going to have to remove this board, check it, make sure that there is no such critter on the back side of this board. The thickness on the front panel, it would be a tight squeeze to put one on this one on the 1st generation, so I'm just not sure that there is one in the 1st generation. If there is, I'll have to investigate that battery, because I'm sure it's long expired, since 93, 94-ish. No acid tracks or anything, from the battery see leaking or anything. A lot of times you'll have a leaking battery and it'll consume the boards. And of course that little spot there is just some dust. The boards are very nice layout. The front end, the tuner and so forth is all on one card. All tuning, all the tuners are right on this card, and this front facing board here is all your Logics, your microcontroller, the display drivers, display section, and your power supply and speaker and headphone amps are all on that module itself, right on the front panel. Speaker over to the right side, little telescoping antenna on the top, which is in very nice condition, very nice shape. It tracks to the inside. Very nice shape for the era, and of course this is your antenna for your FM, for the telescoping antenna. Comes over and attaches to the terminal here. The internal antenna is actually soldered, is just like a magnetic wire, and they're twisted together here, twisted pair, and soldered to the AM and ground terminals internally here, and it is just hot glued to the case. Several turns of magnetic wire, and it just goes out through the perimeter of the case around